Okay, let's begin. So we're going to start in standing. We're going to just spread your toes and really want you to feel the ground underneath you. So you're kind of allowing the ground to support you. So rather than trying to hold ourselves and fight gravity, allow the feet to be supported by the ground. And then in a moment of stillness, just closing your eyes, and maybe place your hands onto your tummy and taking some nice deep breaths, observing your body in space, noticing tensions that you might be holding. So are you holding your shoulders? Are you gripping with your buttocks? Are you gripping with your jaw? So just areas that we tend to sort of often hold these tensions. Allow yourself to be supported by the ground. Taking the breath deep into the body and have a slight pause at the end of your in-breath and a soft pause at the end of your out-breath. So still paying a little bit of attention to the shoulders and the upper body. I'm just going to start with a little tap along the arm, underneath the arm. I'm going to tap across the chest, along the collarbone, to the top of the shoulder, around the back of the shoulder. And then I want you to just brush that one down, brushing the collarbone, brushing across the scapula, down your arm. And then just shake it out. Just shake the arm out. And already feel how that sort of woken up the arm, allowed better sense of release. Have that comparison and just notice. Let's do the other side. So we can tap, and this is something you can do many, many times in a day. If you find that you're kind of stuck in that maybe cycle of tension or holding, maybe your necks or your head, you're feeling tension in the neck and the shoulders. Tapping around the shoulder, the collarbone, the shoulder, down the arm, then brushing. And literally just 1 or 2 minutes, just to really reset how your body is holding, is being held, how you feel and shake. And compare. Breathing your breath in, and just observe how the collarbones can be really wide across the front of the body. How the scapula can just suspend down the back of the body. And how your arms, just with gravity, just hang by the side. So let's take our right hand, place it onto the neck. The thumb can go against the neck, the hand onto the trapezius. This is the big muscle at the top of the shoulders and back. We're going to just start to sponge that muscle, gently squeezing it with our hand. And as you do this, can you start to just circle the shoulder, breathing, and imagining every time you lift and roll, you squeeze, we're kind of hydrating. We're hydrating the tissues, we're softening. Make sure you're breathing. And then I want you to take your hand onto the outside of your shoulder and just move the arm in and out and feel how the arm is moving underneath that muscle, the deltoid. And you feel how the arm moves underneath it. And then another one we're going to do today is we're going to take the hand and we're going to literally grab the back of our shoulder. And as I pull my arm forward, I'm going to turn my arm out. So I get this, bringing my hand round as I turn out. Just to create a really nice fascial kind of release at the back of the shoulder. So your back of the shoulder, as you pull forwards, you turn your arm out. And then we can just release and compare. Move the arm. How does the arm feel compared to the side that we haven't affected with touch and movement? Again, we haven't done a stretch, we haven't done any strengthening, but we can just feel how the body responds so quickly and effectively to touch and movement. Let's do the other side. So the hand into the neck first, and we're going to sponge the trapezius. So you want to feel every time you squeeze that the softness comes into the muscle, the hydrating of that muscle. Are you breathing, squeezing, moving? And then we take the hand on the outside and we can just move the arm underneath. And again, I'm kind of counter-rotating. So as I'm moving my arm in one direction, I'm trying to encourage the muscle, the upper arm, to move in opposition. So we can take it in and out, forwards and back. And then we can take it right to the back of the shoulder to see how far you can get there. And then as I pull forwards, I'm going to rotate my arm and my shoulder back. So I get this lovely, again, counter stretch or counter movement. Bringing the tissues forwards as I send the arm back. And then just notice how that feels, affecting the back of the shoulder. Breathe some breaths in. Feel that beautiful smile across the collarbones, the sense of the scapula suspended, and the arms supported by the ground. So we're not holding, we can just feel the arms just falling to the ground here. And then a nice release. We're going to take the hand where the arm bone comes by the collarbone to attach to the body. Swing that arm side to side there. A little bit of side bend. Just freeing up the shoulder. Breathing. And just let it really swing like a heavy rope. Good. And then shake the arm out. And lift yourself up. Feel that comparison. And then, of course, we do the other side, a little lean and swing. My fingers just resting on my sternoclavicular joint, which is where the collarbone meets your body. Collarbone is moving, the arm is moving, you're breathing. The arm is heavy. And then we're just going to shake that arm out and lift from your collarbone to come up. Good. So now going forward, it feels really warm and lovely. With the right arm now, we're going to go swing, swing, and around and go back, forward, back, and round. Go forward, back, forward and round, go back and forward, back and round, go forward, back, forward and round, go back and forward, back and around. Beautiful, nice light, free shoulder. Let's do the other side. Obviously, if you are experiencing any restrictions, limitations, comfort, then obviously work within your range. But we're going to swing the arm forward, back, forward and circle, go back, go forward, go back and circles. Swing, 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 around, go back, go forward, go back, around. 2 more, and back, around, and back, forward, back, and round. Good. Now the final part, you do both together. So we go swing, 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 around, and swing, 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 around, and swing, 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 around, and swing, swing, swing. Swing, swing, around, and swing, 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 around. And shake the arms out. Good. Shake out the whole body. Notice how your shoulders are feeling. So our shoulder girdle, really in its own right, yes, it does some lovely work, but to integrate it with our ribs, our lower back, our pelvis, and our hips is where the real kind of awareness of how tension in the shoulders can really inhibit or limit the movement that we have available in our pelvis, in our lower backs, in our pelvis, and our hips. So that we started with a wonderful opening with the shoulders being better aligned, less tension. Let's just roll through the spine. So I want you to take your chin to the chest. Keep your collarbones broad, yeah? And roll your head down. Let the chin come down. And just if you need to, bend the knees. And let your arms hang as you roll yourself down towards the ground. Let the neck hang. Let the arms again give in with gravity. Push through your feet and we start to stand. Find your lower leg, your thighs, your pelvis, your spine, your ribs, your sternum, your collarbone, your shoulder blades and your arms. Then just let your arms float up. So I've got my arms forward. Now what very often happens is when the arms come up, if we want our shoulders forward, you'll see more of this posture where the arms are forwards and my shoulder blades wide. Can you bring your shoulder blades in? And then can you reach your shoulder blades wide? Can you bring your shoulder blades in? And can you take them wide? And in. And wide. Now when our shoulder blades come in, you might notice that here the ribs just slightly come forwards. And as I reach back, my ribs move back, forwards with my hands, my shoulder blades come wide, my ribs go back. And feel that relationship of the shoulder blades moving across your back ribs. And then bring the shoulders back into their socket and then bring your hands down. Yeah. So we want to see when we're in our natural postures, you can see that if my shoulder blades are forward, can you see the tendency to be in this or in a anterior fold tilted rib cage? If I pin my shoulders back, I'm going to be more in an extension. So you might already start to know or observe where your preferences are or where you feel your natural rest position is more towards forwards or back. Okay, so it's not right or wrong, it's more of an observation of what your body has been trained to do. So we want the body in an ideal scenario to be able to move through the full range. So we're going to just take this a little bit further now. So if I bring let's just do one arm, I'll do my right arm. So if my right arm comes up, okay, then I want to reach with my shoulder. But if I want to reach further, I move my spine. Yeah, so now I've got this lovely reach all the way there. Now I come back with my spine, then back with my shoulder, and then back with the arm. Yeah, so we have the arm, the shoulder blade, the spine. That gives me my reach. I don't want to come off my feet, I don't fall over that. So as I reach forward, yeah, I'm going to use my trunk muscles to keep me from falling over. Then I come back up with my spine, I bring my scapula back, and then my arm. Let's do the other side. Lifting the arm up, then reach with your shoulder blade, and then with your spine. Come back with your spine, back with the shoulder blade, and then the arm. The arm, the shoulder blade, the spine, the shoulder blade, the arm. Both arms together, reaching up, and lift the shoulder blade and go forwards, and then I reach with the spine. I come back with my spine, and back with my shoulder blades, and then my arms. Arms, shoulder blades, spine. Spine, shoulder blades, arms. Very good, well done. So let's just take this into some rotational movement of the arms. Breathing in, rotates your palms out, the crease of your arms out, and just observe how when you rotate your arms, how that brings your shoulder blades together. It just opens up the front of your chest, all the way along your collarbones, and see how it brings my body into an extension pattern. Hips forward, heart open. And then I'm going to rotate my arms forwards and then rock back on my heels and see how this brings my shoulder blades wide. And again, breathing in, rotate and open. Breathing out, rotate and soften. Inhale your breath and reach. And let's lift your arms. Spread your arms. And then soften and move into your body. And then inhale, expand, lift and open. And then soften and roll back. Find the middle where your arms aren't rotating forwards or back. Your collarbones are wide, your scapula suspended, and your arms release. Lovely. So we're going to play with some of those things on the mat. We're going to start on our backs. And I'd like you to just start with your arms out to the side here, just having a moment of stillness, just to observe how your body by the ground again, observing the contact that you have with the mat, and allowing the weights to fall through your pelvis, the back of your ribs, back of your head, and breathe. The feet want to be a comfortable distance from your bottom. Feet nice and flat, and not too wide with the feet, just approximately hip distance apart. Relax your jaw. Can you feel the suspension of your jaw? Can you feel your shoulder blades and your ribs nice and heavy against the mat? So just allowing that sense of width across your collarbones. Can you just open your left knee out? When you open the knee, feel how allow that leg, the weight of the leg in itself, just to rock your pelvis over to the left. Notice how your right pelvis is rolled. Yeah, so if that was a bowl, your pelvis, you're rolling the bowl to the left. And then to come back, we roll from the pelvis down onto the leg. So let the right knee open and let the weight of that leg just roll you across. Feel the length and the width all the way across down the arm. And as you come back, you can think, okay, roll into my ribs, my waistline, my pelvis come back, and the leg will fall. Let's do that again. Let the left knee open. Let the weight of the pelvis or the leg just roll the pelvis. And then roll it back and center. Open the right knee and roll to the right. And just allow the pelvis to move and the body to move as a response. So I'm not pulling my body back, I'm letting gravity help just to draw that pelvis back. Let the knee open, we roll to the side, and then I roll back and center. Do that 2 more times, really surrendering to the ground. Good. Allowing the forces of gravity to help move our bones. Good. And feel how the bones respond. The leg will come back when we allow the weight of our pelvis. So now I'd like you to take your hands and just lift them, link the fingers, and then just place your hands behind you. And again, just from whatever you feel, just allow the arms to just rest open and gravity. Let the head sit into the arms. And then we're going to let the right knee just open, and we're going to roll to the right. Then I'm going to stand on my left foot, and I'm just going to lift up. And then I'm going to roll down into my left side, let the pelvis draw back and center. Open the left knee and let the body just roll. Stand on your right leg, and it's like your right thigh is going to be drawn away as I lift up. I want to keep my right elbow down, and I'm lifting up. Then I roll back down into the right side of my body and repeat. Open the right knee, let the body roll and lift up. Roll down and back onto the back. And when you come back to the center, I want you to really feel that your back nice and heavy on your sacrum, nice and soft with the ribs, and repeat. Open up and then lift, standing on that right. Bring your pelvis back and roll. Let the weight of your bones guide you back. And again, go right and lift and open. Bring it down and roll onto your back. So we're going to take it into more of a roll. So we're going to take it across. And then I'm going to let my leg come across, my top leg, and then my arm come across. And I roll. So I'm actually going to be rolling onto my side, and that right elbow comes forward. But then I'm going to lift my right elbow, my knees stay together. And I'm going to let my right side of the body open out. Can you find the mat? Wide across your chest, active at the back of the shoulder, feel your shoulder blades. Then let the knee open, roll into your right side, and let the left side follow. Let's do that again. So the right knee opens, and I move across. So my pelvis is like rolling to the right. I then keep bringing I'm pushing onto my left foot. Push me over so that I roll all the way onto that foot. I keep my knees together as go to the same side as I then open up my shoulder my elbow, and then let my body roll back to center, the left side and the right side. Do that again. Left knee opens, and then I stand on my right foot. It kind of pushes me over, and my right elbow comes to. I then keep my legs to the left as I open my right shoulder and I open across the front. And just observe that connection with your shoulders, your waist, your hips, and your pelvis. Then draw your ribs back, bring that right side back and the left side forward. So make sure you're breathing, yeah, and make sure you're kind of allowing the body to move with the weight of your bones. So let them just sort of move with them in that sequence, or observe the sequence of movement. As I open my arm, my shoulder blade, my ribs follow. Then when my ribs are there, my lower back, my pelvis, my thigh, and then extend. Take a big stretch with your body, reaching, reaching, reaching. And then I'd like you to just bend your knees again and bring your palms facing each other. So take your hands and give yourself a hug. So you might want to reach and then hug. Now just notice which arm you're putting closest to you. Yeah, and just see if you can reach to your shoulder blades. And then try not to have your elbows too high to your face. Just let them soften and down. Taking some breaths, just observe how this feels. Have you started to hold your breath? When you breathe, can you feel the expansion? And just keeping your arms like this now, just open your right knee and just let your pelvis roll to the right. And then bring it back and center. Same thing with the legs. Open that left knee and then just let the thigh, the weight of the thigh, rock your pelvis to the left. And then roll back. Notice where you might feel resistance. Open your right knee, let the pelvis rock. Do you feel it's easier one side than the other? And center. And then open and rock. And then can you push, stand on your right foot? Can you lift? And then lower. Roll back, feel the weight of your pelvis. And then the right side opens and we move. And then we stand and we lift. And then we roll down and set. One more time, same. Let the thigh take the pelvis. Stand and lift. And roll down onto your back. Heavy sacrum, relaxed jaw, and eye breathe. Let's go to the other side, rotating and lifting and lowering and center. Now we're going to roll onto the side, like we did with the arms in the other place. You roll, and we're going to roll across onto the side. Let the jaw and the head relax again, it just follows. And now we're going to keep the knees there, we're going to roll our upper body back, then bring that right knee back, and then the left. Open up the right knee, And then just with your left foot to take you over to the right again at the head and draw the left. And then these stay where they are. You're going to roll back with your upper body. And then let the rest of the body follow. Good. Reach your arms out. So can you remember which arm you had closest to your face? We need to do it the other way now. So you reach the arms up and you're going to cross and take hold of the arms or the shoulder blades, give yourself a nice hug. And then we're going to open up the right knee, let the thigh take us to the right, and roll back center. Open the left knee and rock to the left, and roll back center. Open the right knee, stand on your left foot, and lift. Notice if you're tensing in the shoulders, and then rolling down. And then the other way, let the knee open, the pelvis rolls, stand on your right foot, lift, and then rolling back down center. Open the knee, and then push with your left foot to roll you over to the right. And keep your knees there, roll your body back. Then your ribs, your pelvis, your thigh, and return. Open the left, push with your right foot to roll you over. And then you keep the knees there and you roll back. Bring your ribs, then your waist, then your pelvis, thigh, and then that leg. Unravel your hands and let them rest by your side. Can you bend your elbows and have your palms facing up? Then bring your fingertips to touch. Are your elbows able to stay down? Are you soft in the ribs along in your neck? And then can you reach your arms back, start to straighten the arms without your elbows lifted? And then draw them back when you start to feel the elbows lift. And again, just reaching back, keeping the elbows down as far as you can, really opening up your armpits. And then bring them back in. Link your fingers and place your hands at the base of your skull, elbows wide. Take a breath. And when you breathe out, bring your elbows into your peripheral vision. And then again, inhale. On the out breath, I want you to lift your shoulders off the mat. Let your head sit back in your hands. And then roll it back down again. So think about lifting your shoulders rather than your head. So I send my ribs back onto the mat, really sort of pressing my back ribs down, pull my face and ribs down, and then coming down. I'm going to do 2 more. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And now we're going to take the feet up. So we're going to have one knee over the hip. And then when that's there, just watch that we haven't let the back move away from your mat. Yeah, use your center to keep your spine in touch with the mat. So then we're going to lift your second leg up, keeping the back ribs down, the neck long. So then curl your head up or your shoulders up and look towards your tummy. Then just tap one leg down and lift it up. Other foot down and lift it up. Tapping down. Let your head be supported by your hands. Let your shoulder blades sit across the back of your ribs. Your jaw is relaxed. And just tapping the legs. One more time. And then we're going to single leg stretch. We stretch one leg away and in. And if you're finding this is too much, you can do this with your feet on the floor and just slide the legs across the mat. Breathing out. Just allow the head to be in your hands. Relax your jaw and use your trunk to keep your shoulders off the mat. If you want to work harder, both legs together. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, shoulder blades wide, ribs back. Breathing, soften. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. Heavy shoulders down. Pop your feet down. And spirals. Let's rotate your pelvis back. And then lay your pelvis back down. So just starting to just get a little bit. And to your tilt. Now when I rotate my pelvis back, I want to feel that my shoulders just widen to let my ribs just come down. Just surrender the ribs into the mat. And then soften that center. I exhale and I rotate my pelvis. I give with my scapula so my ribs can move back. And again. Jaw is relaxed. Let's come up a little higher. Standing in the feet. Lower back. Middle back. And upper. Lifting the hips, knee, hip, and shoulders in line. Breathe in and keep this wonderful sense of width across your collarbones. And then again, let yourself give with your shoulders so we can allow movement of the ribs, the spine, the lower back, the pelvis, and center. Okay, let's take this onto our hands and knees. Just bring in a little bit of different sort of gravity in how we're moving in the upper body. So this time, coming back to that original standing exercise we did, where we were kind of moving the shoulder blades forwards and back. When our hands are free in space, this is what we call an open chain. And now I'm going to take it here, so now my hands can't move, but I still want my ribcage and my shoulder blades to move past each other. Remember we talked about these function joints? You know, there's 17 muscles that attach to your shoulder blades. And all of those muscles need to be contracting and shortening. So in as many ways as possible, we move our shoulder blades, the healthier our shoulders and our spines can be. So we're going to move the shoulder blades so that in actual fact, it's my ribs moving towards the floor. My shoulder blades come towards the middle of my back. And then I lift my ribs and I roll. So I bring my ribs forwards and I lift my ribs back. But it's a sense of pushing into your hands and up into your armpits. I don't want your back, so we're not doing this. See how my lower back isn't changing. It's just I'm not saying there's nothing happening there, but it's more about this lift of my ribs and the lower. So I can feel that relationship of my shoulder blades moving across the back of my rib cage. And then we're going to find a place where the shoulder blades are supporting, the ribs are up and against the bone, the scapula, that nice flat bone, lifting our ribs into them. And we're going to just tuck our toes under. And I want you to hover your knees, keeping those ribs, so no collapsing forward, but finding centre. Then you're going to roll through your feet and you're really pushing and allowing your shoulder blades to come around the side and stretch the legs. Try not to grip for the upper neck or the upper back, that trapezius. Think about letting the shoulder blades come side of your ribs, they swing out. And then you're going to bend your knees. You're not going to put them down, you're going to hover. And you're going to let your ribs come forwards. And your shoulder blades, they just dial in towards the hip. And then as you go out, they dial out, they rotate out, the swinging out. And then they swing in, shoulder. We swing out. And then when we're here, can you just bend your left knee and just press your right heel down. And then swap. Then you can press your left heel. And bend. Now when we're here, I want you to take your right hand and can you reach across to the outside. Then straighten that leg. Then bring your hand back. Then the right knee. And then we're going to push with your right hand to send that. Left hand is going to come across. And you're looking under your right armpit. Then you straighten your right leg and bring that left hand. And bend the knees. And you sit back. Keep your shoulders wide as you come down into your jaws. Drop into your body. Widening the posture. Relaxing the jaw. Moving. Let's take it all the way onto the tummy. And then have your hands at 90 degrees to your shoulders. So the arms out from the shoulder, the elbows bent, head down. Just feel the weight of feet supported again. I want you to think of the length of the body. And just sort of overcoming gravity. So if you let gravity work on the shoulders up, I want the shoulders to remain down. And or just long in the legs, so it's between your knees and your shoulders. And I want you to say, can I lift my hands off the floor and down? Can I lift my hands and down? And lifting my hands using the back of your shoulders and down. Lifting the hands and down. Forward. Lift and lower and lift. When you lift the arms, just check. Just hold your breath. And again. In down, breathe out. And last one. Rotating back and down. Now just keep your arms where they are. And I want you to just lift the legs away, so to keep the bone into the mat. And just let your upper body just float up. So the shoulders are staying wide, your ribs are coming forward. lengthen through the back of the neck. My floating ribs are on the mat, my legs are long, and I'm just supporting my lower back by just imagining I've got a little hop plate underneath. Then coming down and stop. So here you feel a sense of your shoulder blades just softening around a little bit. And as I start to come up, the lower part of my shoulder blades kind of come in, but I don't pinch with my whole sort of upper back and neck. So it's kind of keeping down, but just moving the ribs forward, but just allowing the shoulder blades to respond to that. And softening down. So it's like my hands, when I come up, my hands are kind of doing this movement. They're not actually moving massively, but it's like I'm there, and then as I come down, I'm softening. And then I'm lifting and I'm softening. So it's not I'm pulling into my back, it's more of a rotational movement that comes from the scapula swinging in and out. And it's not a massive swing, but it's just a letting go and a support, a response to your ribcage. See if you can feel it. See if you can allow it. So from here, as I come up, I feel the sense of my shoulder blades almost guiding my ribs. And then they just soften down. And ribs forward and shoulder blades respond. And then down and soften. Good. So this time, place your right hand under your head. Take your foot in your left hand. Take your foot in your left hand. And we're going to think about the shoulder again. This is lovely for opening up the front of the chest, those muscles. If you remember a few weeks ago, the scapula, the shoulder blade, that's the bone on it, called the coracoid process. And it actually comes forward. Although the shoulder blade is at the back of your body, because of the bone's orientation, it actually sits at the front of our body. So it's quite a big kind of bone, bicep muscle, psoas muscle that go attached to it. So it's very, very easy for the front of the body to pull and shoulder forward. So what I want you to think about in this exercise is that we want to open that shoulder out as I push my foot and my hand against each other. Yeah, can you see how that's bringing that shoulder blade? My other shoulder blade stays wide as the left one comes in. You can see that creates a little bit of rotation through the body. Keep the hip down, my shoulder opens, but maybe just look over that shoulder. And then bring it forward and let your body stop. As you push hand and foot, the shoulder opens and you can push more into that foot. And you may feel, because of the way the muscles attached to that bone, a lovely stretch down the top of your arm. Yeah, it's quite common, and a nice release into that space. And then coming forward and down. So think about the collarbone as well. So as we go back through your collarbone where it attaches to your sternum, we're allowing more space there. And then we come down. So this time, I'm going to come up and I'm going to turn my right hand out. And I'm going to say, okay, I wonder if I can come up more and bring some extension into and rotation. Give them a little bit more. Then we come down and the shoulder forward. We'll do that 2 more times. As I lift, I turn out my hand. I keep my right shoulder stable as I turn and open. And then softening down. Again. And opening. and stop. Let's change sides. Left hand under the head and that little shoulder blade just moving around the ribcage. The right hand taking hold. You may notice the difference on how much resistance there is. And of course, we're getting a nice hip and thigh stretch with this as well. So from here, we're going to just push the foot away over the shoulder. You can just prepare a little, go to where you feel. And then we're going to soften forward and down. Inhale, open the shoulder. You can look around, so this left side, we don't want this to pin up, we want to allow that side. So I'm kind of keeping my elbow connected as I open through my right side, and then I soften down. Push and open and soften down. Now you can come up higher if you feel you've got that range. If not, stay with what works for you. As I come up, I'm going to turn the hand, and then I'm just going to lengthen and lift, looking over that right shoulder, opening that right shoulder joint. Oh, that feels so good. And coming down and softening into it. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out to soften down. Breathing in to come up. And breathing out to soften down. Let the legs go long and let the hands just support the head. Rock your pelvis side to side. So any tension in the lower back, release, breathe. Hands come up and under the shoulders. You just lift yourself up. You can take your knees wide. Sit into your hips. And you can have your head resting on your fists or on the ground, whatever feels right in your body. And just take in some full breaths. Relax your jaw. Relax your facial muscles.